welcome to the Open Heart Productions podcast, episode number 3. And we're still talking about Nerd Wheels. And our guest today is Mr. Bobby Van Neal, or better known as Bobby Bench. He played the character Bobby Van Neal in Nerd Wheels. And,
excuse me, Mr. Drew. It's Bobby Von Neal.
Well, Von Neal, I'm sorry. So, Mr. Bobby, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us how you got your start here in the movie business with us?
Well, I just have to say, it's been years ago. I can't really remember how many years ago because I've been drinking, and God knows what else. You know what I mean? But anyways, I used to work at the TV station like back when I was in my 20s, and I met this crazy guy named Mitch. And speaking of, he's sitting right beside me. But and he was like, "Hey man, I'm writing this movie." And I was like, he knew I used to wrestle. I was wrestling at the time.
Yeah, because you and Frankie spent an afternoon beating the shit out of me in the backyard.
Yes, we did.
All right, so whenever I found out that Bobby was a wrestler, I immediately fell in love with him. Like, the second he said that he did professional wrestling, because you knew my buddy Jake Phillips.
Yes.
And that's how I first met you at a wrestling show.
Love, baby.
Yeah. He played drums in One Method back in the day, and I first met you at the Civic Center at a wrestling show when you had the long blonde hair.
Yes.
And
you had long hair?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't pattern baldness.
Yeah. It's something that affects us all.
Yeah.
But like a few years after that, I was working at the TV station on camera, and Bobby here was actually the guy that trained me on camera.
Okay. Yes, awesome. Okay.
And whenever I went up to audio, poor Bobby was left by himself on camera.
Yeah, which was kind of but I'm in a acting academy. And then, because you had to do all that weird zoom ins and zoom outs, and I'd be like, still showing up, kind of sobering up.
It was the wild, wild west back then. Like, I don't want to go into details about all things that were happening then. I know that nobody that's working there now worked there then, so, but except for me, I guess. So I'm not going to say too much, but,
And this is back in the day. I mean, I don't mean no disrespect because, hey, he's my buddy. I ain't seen him in years, but Jared Floyd is one of the coolest guys I ever met.
He is.
But that was back when he was taking shots of hot sauce with us and doing trash balls.
Yeah.
I actually used to do maintenance at his apartment, and every time I went in there, he was playing video games.
He was like, he still kind of is like the voice of weather in this town. Like you think of weather, that's who I want to get my weather from.
Matter of fact, shout out Jared Floyd.
Jared Floyd,
actually,
I love you, fucking son of a bitch. I want to call you fat because you were fat at one point in time in the knee, but you got really skinny now, so good on you and your life choices.
Heck yeah.
He actually
I mentioned
website
Jared Floyd.
Something about leather. He's doing some kind of website about leather.
He needs to subscribe to it.
Right.
Heck yeah.
So anyway, we met at the TV station.
And we met at the TV station, and then I remember I was sitting there, and I'd always walk around and do my karate kicks.
Oh wait, before we get into that, I want to talk about you and Frankie beating my ass more.
Oh, okay.
Because one day me and Bobby were hanging out at his house watching Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and drinking, and Frankie had a match or something that weekend, and he wanted to spar to get some ideas.
Yes.
So we went over to Frankie. This is Frankie Thomas from Bogman and Sea Madness, all the shit. We'll have him on here at some point.
Also a wrestler.
Yeah, also a wrestler.
Still a wrestler. Right?
Yes.
He had a wrestling ring in his backyard. And I went over there with Bobby to watch them spar for their training for Frankie's match. And they looked at me because I'm sitting over there just drinking beer by the tree, having a good time. They go, "Hey, Mitch, you ever want to be a wrestler?" And I'm like, yeah, I was in 4th grade at one point in time. It's like, come on in here, I'll show you how to take a bump. So they get me up in there and they show me how to properly, safely take a bump. They make me run the ropes a couple of times. They show me how to do the suplex and land. And they're, I think you got this, Mitch. You want to have a 3-way match, triple threat match? I'm like, sure, that'd be fun. And this triple threat match turned into a handicap match where Bobby and Frankie just proceeded to beat the shit out of me for like 20 minutes, including a top rope double suplex.
Wow.
Dr. Death style, baby. When I broke into the business with Dr. Death Steve Williams, his very first lesson was And he talked like this because he had throat cancer. And that's what I did with him. You know, that's what I did with Frankie. I beat the shit out of Frankie.
And he talked just like that the whole time he was instructing us.
But Dr. Death was like, you know, he's like, show me a punch. And I'm like, all right. So I'm stomping my foot. I'm about that far away from his face. You know, I'm like, man, I'm thinking I'm doing good. And he's like, oh. He's like, that's not a punch. And I've never been physically manhandled like that. Dr. Death is like 6'5", 6'6", like, I mean, huge dude.
Even with throat cancer.
Yeah, and he grabbed me by the neck like this. And he picked me up and threw me into the turnbuckle.
Well, that technically wasn't a punch either.
And then he reared back and I mean, connected. And I was like, he didn't connect all of it because if he connected his arm.
Yeah, he controlled his punch.
Yeah. But I mean,
but he did get you.
Yeah. And my eye was black, and he was like, "That's a punch."
I will say this:
welcome to wrestling. You still want to be a wrestler?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's a good thing."
I will say this: after that 20-minute match with y'all, I was like, okay, so wrestling's not as fake as everyone says it is.
It's really
yeah.
You got pretty much be an accurate bat and really good shape.
I mean, because that mat, yeah, it might be slightly padded, but even whenever you fall on it, you are aware that you are landing on something solid, and there is a jolt down your whole body. It might not be as bad as falling on this fucking hardwood floor here, but I mean, you are aware that something has shocked your system.
So tell us more about your character in Ne'er Do Wells and
there we go.
How that ended up and what all you went through.
Did we make you audition for it?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Which was funny, by the way, because it's like, who better play Bobby Ronell than Bobby Ronell?
I did write I wrote Ne'er Do Wells at the TV station, so whenever I got to that character, I remember telling you, like, hey, I'm writing your lines right now, dude.
That's what I was getting at. Like, I always walked around, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, actually second degree black belt. And I remember Mitch used to tell me, he's like, man, I'm going to get somebody to jump out of the bushes and attack you. And I'm like, man, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on it. Where's he at?
He's I'm lulling him into a false sense of security.
Like, when I looked, I was like,
it's been 20 years and I haven't clouseaued him yet, but it's coming. He hasn't gotten old enough yet.
So I watched Ne'er Do Wells, and you were a lot stockier back then.
Yes,
you were in real good shape back then.
Yeah, I decided to, like, once I got out of wrestling, I decided to kind of like get away from roids and
right.
Like that. So like,
the roids.
Yeah, like I've taken
and not hemorrhoids.
I've taken.
Now this is all natural, ladies. What you see right here, this is all natural peak. But look at that.
Look at the sexy.
Look at that. Don't you want to be manhandled by those arms? I would if I had to.
Totally. But I was walking around and I'd be like doing my karate kicks, you know what I mean? And Mitch is like, and then I'd be kind of doing it as a wrestler. And
dude, he'd walk around doing promos.
And Mitch was like, you know what? I was like, he didn't write Ne'er Do Wells. He already had Ne'er Do Wells in the works. But the villain went, and as soon as he met me, he was like, dude, I got a part for you. You know, and I was like, what are you talking about? You know, I didn't know he was like, I'm writing a movie, and like, I'd really like you to play the bad guy. And I was like, okay. You know, he was like, I want you to be exactly who you are right now. And I was like, okay. You know, and the next thing you know, and you know, it's probably a month or two later, something like that.
I don't know. I think the auditions were like a month or two later.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. That's what I was fixing to say. And then like it was, and next thing you know, I'm over at this little place in Monroe, but I can show you the building, by the way. You know, every time I pass by, I'm like, that's where I get my audition. Just like, then I go in there and he's like, the guy that, it wasn't Mitch, it was the other.
Yeah, because I had two other producers. Like, it was different. I couldn't just say, oh, I want this person to play this role. Even if I said that, they were like, okay, well, let's get him in an audition. So like you already had one vote from me. I knew that you had it. But you still, like, the people that I wanted to play the roles, they still had to earn it to Brian and Greg, you know, and So that's really what that was. And I remember telling you like before you started, because you were nervous. Like you always get a little bit nervous before,
I did.
right before anything performative. Like once it's game time, you're on.
That's it.
But
that's natural.
Yeah.
We've been musicians for 20 years, and every time, even now, when
Yeah.
I get in front of people and say, I'm nervous as hell.
But I remember him being nervous, and we were outside on the front porch, and I was just like, Bobby, just go in there and do every wrestling promo that you've ever done that you know you can do. Like, don't do anything different. Don't try to be anything that you think they want. Just go in there and be Bobby Von Neal, and I promise you'll get the part.
And say that's what I did. I went in there, and they were just like their jaws hit the floor.
Yeah.
They were like,
And they looked at me, and I was like, see? This is what I'm talking about right here.
see, I don't even remember. I think I even cut a promo on them.
I think he did, yeah.
Look here, you do. I didn't know that they were.
Hey, let's move on from that. Let's just, but we're not even going to go there. But
I did cut a
one
promo
thing-
like that.
one thing I want to ask you about.
But that's what got me the job. Is because I was willing to, and I immediately apologized. I was like, hey, I didn't, and like they was like, dude, I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And I got to talk. And
You weren't as involved in the rehearsal processes as everybody else, right?
no, because I had to work a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
And then you were still kind of wrestling at that
Yeah,
point.
I was still on the road,
Yeah.
acting as a wrestler, and yeah.
So like you weren't really involved during that 6-month rehearsal period because I also knew that you were just gonna show up and be Bobby.
Yeah.
Like
That's all. Because remember, you called me, you're like, hey man, I need you. Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. And I'd show up, and you'd be like, all right. Turn the camera on and be like, and see everything in there Wells. I did not follow now one. I got the script. I didn't. Okay.
You got the basic idea, like you need to get these points, and just like any good wrestler, you give them the points. I need you to hit this point. Make sure that you at least say something about this, but everything else just go like. Because I knew that was your strength, and if I wanted you to be you, in rehearsal while in filming, why would I want you to be anything different than that?
And see, oh hell, I call him Ben because he looked like Ben Affleck. What the heck?
Parker
Parker
Dash.
and
I got a question about him in a second.
and the other guy,
Hunter.
Man, they were so easy to feed off of.
Mhm.
Because I swear, like our fight scene we had, like I love it because
That's what I want to ask you about, because I was there. I was the one that yelled cut, so Bonnie got a little too wrapped up in the moment, and he did Dr. Death Steve Williams for Parker Dash. You gave him 2 good ones.
I did.
And then you took the poor little dude and threw him on the ground like he was a sack of shit.
Right.
And as soon as he hit the ground, like, I did wait 2 seconds. He hit the ground and you could hear everybody go, oh! And I went, cut! Is he alright? Like, because it looked so good. It looked so good I knew we weren't going to do another take because you just violently assaulted this guy. And it did look great. So I wasn't going to ask anybody to do a second take. So what you see in the movie is Bobby, like, he did get poor Parker. So I want to know what was going through your mind at that point.
What was going through my mind at that point was like Dr. Death was flashing through there.
That's right. I knew.
And but it was like you got to make it look good. You got to make it look good. But I forgot that he wasn't a wrestler.
That's right.
So
Yeah, he's an actor, not a
He was an
wrestler.
actor, not a wrestler. And so I mean, and then when I seen it, it's like, ooh,
Yeah, it feels good.
See, I'm about 2 seconds away from dragging your face through a big pile of dog shit, pal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm about to cash that check your ass has been writing.
Even though you stole his girl and was at his house with his girlfriend.
But
What was it like working?
but they were broke up.
Well,
okay.
So she went to his house to break up with him.
Yes.
So what was it like working recording? Ooh,
It was.
I made the wrestler quiet.
It was an experience. That's all I can say. Like, I'm not going to say that she was unprofessional, but it's like, especially when we was in the car. I'm in character after. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but
It's okay.
But it was like, in between takes and stuff, she was like, "Shut up." I'm yelling because that's what, and I understand we're in a small little confined space,
Right.
and I have a loud voice. You know what I mean? But
She was in the car yelling at you to shut up while she.
she's like, "You're so loud. This I can't take it."
For someone who doesn't know, Courtney, who played Alyssa in Ne'er to Wells, is my sister. She's my only full blood sibling that I have, and she did us a huge favor by doing it to begin with. What is it been working with the two cops at the end?
I thought they brought them like that was great. You know what I mean? I love
Yeah.
and I love how they did. They're like, "Give her a call." Yeah,
He don't say that bitch.
It was like, and it was like, "We got the big son bitch." You know, and I'm like, "Oh hell, it's over 2 more days. You son of a bitch."
And then Hunter gets you in the face.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I try to play it like if you really got a gun stuck in your face.
Yeah. How many? We did it over the course of so many weekends, over like a course of like a year and a half. So
It was a long time.
how many of those weekends did you do?
Again, I've been really drunk.
I mean, I feel like it was at least 2 or 3.
It wasn't very many.
Yeah.
Because all my stuff was taken pretty like
If we had you on set, we filmed everything that we could with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I mean, it was probably like maybe at the most 3 or 4.
I think maybe it was 3
Yeah.
weekend, because I know the one over there at the trailer where you beat the shit out of Parker, that was one weekend.
And I don't know if you know, like the trailer house y'all were filming at, that was mine.
That's small world, right?
Yeah, I know it really is. And then when I went back, I didn't know that Jeff was in it too.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't either. We were talking about that last episode. How I couldn't even tell you that was Jeff. That didn't look nothing like Jeff.
I was like, I had to go back and rewind. I was like, what?
Whenever, but what's so crazy, y'all, is, you know, whenever you think of your friends in your head, there's like that version of your friend that you always kind of like default think about, you know? And up until Jeff started doing the Deputy Thomas character, which now whenever I think of Jeff, I just default him as Deputy Thomas in my brain.
Yep.
But before that, every time I ever thought about Jeff or like, you know, thought about him in my head, it's always that Jeff look from Near to Wells, the long blonde hair, no beard. Like
He played that great.
he did.
I swear, the little scooter.
Yeah. That was when he actually drove around. That was his actual vehicle.
That was great. Like for real, that was just great.
What was your favorite moment on Near to Wells, both in like filming and watching?
I have to say, when it wasn't Parker that got his payback, but when Hunter got the payback.
On you
Yeah,
for him for
yeah.
not helping.
I was like, oh, hell, I know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And I started running. I'm gonna get key points away. Okay.
Yeah,
But
the movie's been out for 7 years. If they ain't watched it by now, fuck them.
yes. Okay. But anyway, and like Hunter, man, that hurt me because he actually did. He did.
Yeah, if you watch, it does connect.
He connected a little bit. I think that was a little payback for his buddy.
And,
That's okay.
I do notice that whenever he hit you, you immediately fell, so you were going with the gravity, so that's
I did.
probably what helped not hurt you as much.
Well, it did because as soon as I felt it, I was like, okay, bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went ahead and flipped to bump.
That's one of the many like benefits of having a professional wrestler in your film crew, y'all.
And also, Bobby is also in our third movie, The Rake, and in our fourth movie with us,
And our fifth movie.
and our fifth movie.
So, but we will be talking about all those in a later episode.
Right. But so as far as Ne'er to Wells goes, and that being your first movie that you're in, do you have any advice for people that are just starting out acting and doing movies?
Man, all I got to say is,
Well, before you say anything, y'all also got to understand that most of you first time actors won't be in a situation where your director is as cool as I am.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Believe me, that's real deal. But I have to say, like, for younger actors coming up, kind of like younger wrestlers, if a younger wrestler came up to me and said, hey, man, I'm thinking about getting into the business. What do you think? I'd be like, man, lace your boots up, eat your Wheaties, and I wish you the best.
Say your prayers, take your vitamins.
Yes. Like, God rest Hulk Hogan.
So is there
Great advice.
anything that you would do different if you could go back and redo Ne'er to Wells?
That's a good question.
If I could go back and redo, I would calm down a little bit. Like, because I was full blown wrestler.
And you were also about 7 or 8 Coors deep.
Yes, I was. So, and ain't no telling how much.
It's okay. I don't judge him because I also was about 7 or 8 Coors deep. We were going drink for drink at that point in time.
Yeah. Say, but the thing is, I looked at it like I was going into a wrestling match. So it's like, that's why I kind of beat Parker up. You know, but I didn't really mean to actually connect. It would just.
If you could say anything to Parker right now, what would you say?
I'd say, man, thank you for letting me be able to feed off you. No, because he was great. Like he was because I just took his energy and I took Hunter's energy and I just fed off of it, and it really brought the best out of me because I was able to play that asshole.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he was such a dick, anyways.
Mhm.
Like on camera, like off camera. I'm gonna say off camera. Like I'd be talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, man." He's like, "Yeah, I'm Ben Affleck." I'm Ben Affleck, you motherfucker. You know what I mean? I will fuck you in the ass. You know what I mean?
I can't think of a better way to end it than that. Bobby, thank you so much for coming and doing this episode.
That was the same fucking.
Well,
You know what I mean?
we'll have Bobby back in later episodes. Next one will be the rake. And I know you're excited about that.
I've been Drew. This is Bobby Bench. And this is Mitch Lane. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you later.